The Big Catch Tackle Box is two things in specific. On the one hand, it's an incredibly polished 3D platformer, with every bell and whistle you could possibly ask for. On the other hand, it's a free demo you can get on Steam right now. So go play it. Developed by Filet Group, this game kinda showed up out of nowhere in my YouTube recommended one day. That YouTube video, being a trailer for the game, basically just showed a lot of quick movement and tight platforming, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm totally sold immediately. Only to be pleasantly surprised that there is a massive demo for the game whenever I check the Steam page. I have something of a soft spot for basically any type of platformer you can think of. Platformers in the indie space though seem to have this thing where they focus primarily on the skill ceiling, which is a thing I supremely appreciate, just because it comes with the territory of having really tight fundamentals. And The Big Catch is certainly no exception to this. Basically, as soon as you start a save file, this game shows off that it's really not messing around, even if you might be, because the tutorial area is literally a jungle gym where you can test out all of your abilities. See, the really cool thing about this game is that, at least for the demo, you don't really unlock any new abilities for movement or anything. Everything that you have is just something that the game is going to tell you that you have, and you have to put the pieces together to how to use them. Your really basic movement like jumping and running doesn't seem very fast, but chaining certain movement techniques together is going to let you basically preserve your upward and forward momentum, and that's where the skill ceiling comes in. The challenge from this game stems from your ability to move through the levels with the tools you're given. The tools, of course, being your moveset. And a lot of the stuff that they ask you to do, especially just in the demo, is like appropriately daunting. Most of the times the platforming is so hard that it's almost like puzzle game-ish in a sorta non-standard puzzle platformer way. Cause instead, the challenge comes from planning out your route and appropriately chaining those moves together in order to get to wherever you need to go. And all of these observations were just in the opening couple minutes of the game. Whenever you get done with the tutorial segment, it opens up with this. Yeah, demo, by the way. From here, the only NPC you can talk to basically tells you, good job, here's a whistle that summons snakes, go have fun on the sand, and come back whenever you get more fish. Fast and loose is the mantra this game lives by. It's borderline deranged what the game asks you to do and you actually pulling it off, but it just flows so well. Make no mistake, whenever you're actually first learning the game, you're gonna fumble a lot with how the game works and what it wants you to do. But even with that being said, there's no hand-holding here. If you can acclimate yourself to the game's controls, then you're in for a treat with every level that you go to. But as you can probably tell, the word level doesn't really fit here. As I mentioned before, The Big Catch is an open world 3D platformer. The open world aspect of the game actually benefits every other system that it has. For one, there's actually no loading screens except for the very first one that you start whenever you actually boot up the game. Even whenever you run out of health, you just immediately respawn at whatever checkpoint you hit. But there's other things too. Whenever you're done with any little segment, you can just take a ride on one of your little sand snakes and go somewhere else. Whenever people talk about how good a game feels, they often refer to something called the flow state. And let me just tell you right now that this game is one very long, uninterrupted flow state. The ludicrously high level of polish, no, dare I say, game design mastery, definitely makes it seem like this game punches above its weight class. Cause it's not just the gameplay that works really well. The character animations are absolutely amazing with appropriate levels of squash and stretch with everything. There's even tiny little noises with every collectible you come across. And every music track is awesome. I really don't know if there's much else to add here. With the demo being this big and this high quality, you really have no reason to not pick up the demo. Unless, of course, you don't like 3D platformers, in which case, what are you still doing here? I'll go ahead and wrap up here by saying if there's some sort of goal that you want to work towards, then there is this big door in the cave that'll unlock whenever you do everything in the game. What's actually behind that door, I'm not going to show off. You're just going to have to figure out what's behind there on your own. I know this video is way shorter than any of my other typical videos, but that's because I got a big project coming up here next week. And I really wanted to just show something off that I thought was really cool. So here you go, I guess. The Steam page for the game and the demo will be linked in the description. And if you enjoyed watching the video, then go ahead and like and subscribe. And I got a Patreon too. If you join that, you get access to a Discord and your name being read aloud at the end of these videos. But if you don't do any of those things, then that's still fine. I appreciate you watching. Me though, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Have a good one, everybody.